Today we'll be discussing Freeding, an ebook service from the Pueblo City County Library District. So what items do I need to gather before I begin? First, you'll want a personal computer or Mac, Adobe Digital Editions installed and authorized, an internet connection and web browser, your library card number and PIN, and if you're going to practice doing a transfer, an EPUB compatible e-reader. So what is Freeding? So all of you should be familiar with Overdrive. That's our most popular ebook service. But as many of you have probably noticed, Freeding results are coming up more and more in BiblioCommons in the catalog. So Freeding is a collection of thousands of fiction and nonfiction ebooks, which are available in EPUB or PDF format. Freeding is a bit different than Overdrive. It uses a token system. So each ebook costs between 1 to 5 tokens. Each week, when you log in to Freeding with your library card number and PIN, you'll be allotted 5 tokens. The tokens roll over to the next week, but do not roll over to the new month. So for example, right now we're at the beginning of the month. So when I log into Freeding, I'll have 5 to 10 tokens. Now as the weeks continue, I'll build those up, but when we switch over to the new month, it will start from square one again. Now if a patron logs in to Freeding at the end of the month for the first time, they'll only be allotted 5 tokens. So keep that in mind as you move forward. If you log in at the beginning of the month, you'll continue to accumulate tokens. If you log in at the end, you'll only be given your 5. So there is a Freeding app, and it is compatible on most devices that operate on iOS, Android, or Windows operating system. Now, some Androids, like Kindles, do not allow the Freeding app. The app is not currently compatible. So you may find that not everyone is able to get this app. Most are. So the best way to do this is search in your store, in your app store. The Kindle Fire is compatible with the Freeding app, but there's a special way to get it on the device. So if you need to do that, go to pueblolibrary.org/digital media, and there's a handout on how to do that specifically. So what are the frequently asked questions about Freeding? So first, what are the book formats that are available? Just like I said before, there's PDFs and EPUB ebooks. Both of those formats open up in Adobe Digital Editions and can be transferred to an EPUB compatible e-reader. Kindle formatted books are only available on Overdrive. Currently, Overdrive is the only ebook vendor that has that relationship with Amazon. One of the really nice things about Freeding is there is no wait list for ebooks from Freeding. So what they do is, because they use the token system, it charges the library a small fee to borrow the book. So for example, if you have a book club and there's a book that they'd like to read and you see it's on Freeding, well, any one of those people, if they have access to a computer or a tablet with the Freeding app, could borrow that book. So if you have 10 people, they won't have to wait on a wait list. They can just check it out right then. So the checkout period is shorter for Freeding books. It's only 14 days. Once the book has expired, you can go in and check it out right away. You'll still have to go through that download process, but there's no holds, there's no wait list. So if you have enough tokens, you can just recheck that book out. So can a user recommend a title on Freeding? No. So Freeding does not take recommendations for purchase. However, titles are added on a weekly basis. So Freeding has almost 10,000 titles in their collection, and we have access to all of them. And you'll see this when I demonstrate on BiblioCommons later, just how many books there are in our collection related to Freeding. So Freeding, just to review, is ebooks only available in EPUB and PDF format. So if someone has a Kindle Simple e-reader, there isn't anything they can check out there. There's no holds or wait lists. It has a token system, so 5 tokens per week, and remember they roll over through the month, but they do not roll over into a new month. There are no recommendations for purchase, but remember there are new things coming onto Freeding all of the time. So how do you access Freeding? Freeding materials show up in search results of Bibliocommons. So below here I have an example of looking up for a patron yesterday who was looking for log cabins, and it just so happened that the majority of materials that we had in our collection were in ebook format and they were available on Freeding. So I know this book is available on Freeding because right below ebook, online is there. And when you see it online, if you click that, it redirects you to the Freeding page. Overdrive ebooks will say check availability, and then you can directly check that book out from Bibliocommons. But when you see online, know that's a Freeding book and you'll be redirected. You can also go directly to the Freeding page by typing pueblo.freeding.com/index into your web browser. So let's begin. Please remember to practice. So one of the wonderful things about Freeding is it has a huge collection, and a lot of those books are nonfiction. There's also fiction there. There's children's materials, but this is a great resource to send people if they like cooking or crafts, or they want to learn how to build something, or they want a hiking guide. Freeding has a huge amount of those materials. So practice, explore their site, explore the different materials that come up, and start becoming comfortable with it so that you can recommend if you see there's a gap in our physical collection, but you see, hey, there's all these ebooks from Freeding. Start feeling comfortable with it so you can recommend a patron use this site to get access to the materials that they have. So if you would like to borrow an EPUB compatible e-reader, please contact me, Rebecca Reed, at extension 637 so you can practice the transfer. So let's begin practicing. To begin, I'm going to open my web browser and go to www.pueblolibrary.org. At the top, we have our search bar right here, and I'm going to search for hiking materials and click search. So I came up with 281 items, and I want to narrow my search to only include materials that are in ebook format. I can already see some. The first book that came up, Hiking, says online and ebook, but I want to just see ebooks, so I'm going to select ebook over here and narrow my search. If I scroll down, we can see that there are a lot of hiking books available online on Freeding. And I'm looking for books specifically for Colorado. And if I scroll here, I see Best Easy Day Hikes, Vail, and then Best Dog Hikes, Colorado. I'm going to go ahead and look at the Best Easy Day Hikes, Vail. So I'm going to click online, and you'll notice a new tab opened, and that redirected me to the Freeding page. Now I'm already logged into Freeding with my library card, number, and PIN, so I can check this book out. Now it's a PDF format. I can still open that format in Adobe Digital Edition. So I'm going to click here to download. Now it's 2 tokens. I currently have 35, so it looks like they did roll over for the new month, which is unusual. That may be a new feature I haven't learned about. So it will use 2 of my 35 tokens. I'm going to select download, and a file will drop at the bottom of my web browser here. Now I'm going to click on the arrow here and select open. This will open the book in Adobe Digital Editions. So I've downloaded Best Easy Day Hikes, Vail, and I can read the book here on my computer, but I also have the option, even though it is a PDF, to transfer it to my Nook. So I'm going to go up here to Library. Now I want to transfer these books to my Nook. So I'm going to take my USB cord, plug it into my computer, and then plug in my Nook. The computer has recognized that my Nook has been plugged into the computer. And next, I'm going to hold down my left click on Best Easy Day Hikes, Vail, and then drag and drop the book into my Nook. Now it's copying that book to the device. I'm also going to transfer Best Dog Hikes Colorado by giving this a left click, holding down my left click, and then dragging and dropping it into my Nook. The books have now been transferred, so if I click on my Nook, you can see Best Dog Hikes of Colorado, Best Easy Day Hikes Vail, and then another book I transferred from Overdrive called The Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet are on my Nook. I'm going to go down here to my tray and properly eject my device. So I'm ejecting my Nook. It's safe to remove my Nook. And when I open it up on my screen, in my library on my Nook are Best Dog Hikes Colorado and Best Easy Day Hikes Vail, in addition to The Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet. Freeing books will expire in 14 days from now. And one thing to keep in mind is you can return the books. However, there isn't a waiting list for other people, and the books will automatically expire. So if you want to keep them on there, you can. But if you'd like to return them early, you're done with the book, you can right-click on the cover and select Return Borrowed Item. And it's asking me, are you sure you want to return Dog Hikes Colorado? And I'm going to select Return. Now I've opened a new tab, and I'm going to go directly to the Freeding site. So the Freeding site is pueblo.freeding.com/index. So here on the Freeding homepage, you can see it's giving me book suggestions for pick of the week that are sliding over here. You can see how many tokens I've used. I've used 2 out of 45. Then I have my downloads and my wish list. If I click on my downloads, it will show me all of the materials I've checked out on this card. So you can see here, I had previously checked out Sort of Difficult Origami in June, and it's now expired. My latest checkout, Best Easy Day Hikes Vail, is also here with 14 days left. Now, if I need to re-download the book, I can select re-download, and the file will drop at the bottom of my web browser. To return and search within Freeding, I can go to Top Downloads. Now, down at the bottom, I can scroll and see what is available in the collection. You'll notice as I scroll down further, more materials will appear. This is showing us the most popular materials in Freeding. But say you're looking for something specific. Here I can do a search. Right now I'm searching book title, but I can change that to publisher author name. Now it's best to go with keywords from book title. So for example here, if I'm looking for yoga materials, I'll get a drop-down list here, but I can also just click search to see my results. Now there's quite a few yoga books, and I can continue to scroll down, and there's even children's books on yoga. So I'm interested in checking out the Power Yoga book for 1 token. So I'm going to click on the cover of this book. You can see here it's in EPUB format. If I scroll down, it gives me a brief description of the material. I'm going to download this book, so I'm hitting download EPUB. The file for it here has dropped. And right below that, you'll see it says cost 0 token, and then there's 0 in the corner. That means I've already checked out the book. So when you're searching again, when you see this, that means you've checked the material out. I opened the book, and it's now downloading in Adobe Digital Editions. I can read it here if I like in Adobe Digital Editions, or like I did before, I can go to Library and plug my Nook in again to transfer it. And I'm going to left click on Power Yoga, hold down my left click, and then drag and drop the book into my Nook. I'm going to demonstrate another search. So for example, if you have someone interested in soap making, and you can click search, you'll notice here we have 21 items on making soap. And here we have making scented soap, and that's a physical book. And then right below that, we have another ebook, and it's The Complete Idiot's Guide to Making Natural Soaps. And it says check availability. Now remember, when it says check availability, that's an Overdrive book. So right up above here, I have Making Natural Milk Soap. If I click online, that will take me to Freeding. I'm going to narrow my search just to ebooks now. I'm going to go ahead and check out Making Transparent Soap. It's redirected me to Freeding again. And I'm going to select Download EPUB. The file has dropped. And I've opened the file so that it can download to Adobe Digital Editions. So here's my book. I can read it in Adobe Digital Editions or go to Library, select with a left click, Making Transparent Soap, and then drag and dropping it into my Nook. It's copied to my Nook. I'm going to look at my Nook. Transparent soap is there, so I'm ready to properly eject by going to my tray and safely removing my Nook. If you ever forget about how to do something on Freeding, there is an FAQ, and I really suggest if you have a question or a patron with a question about Freeding, the FAQ is really great because it also answers questions about getting the Freeding app on the Kindle Fire and what devices work with Freeding. So if I click on this, you can see it tells me a little bit about which devices work and which don't. So they haven't tested all the tablets. So like I said before, check the store of whatever tablet you're on and see if you're able to find the app there. If you're not, then that means it's not compatible with the device. Practice, practice, practice. Please practice. That's the only way you're going to commit this to memory. And also consider using these materials when you're not at work. You can check out a library iPad and practice using the app. If you don't have access to an EPUB compatible e-reader at your branch, please contact Rebecca Reed at extension 637. Thanks.